Welcome to the Celtic Llama. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to knit the star stitch. This pattern is actually ridiculously fun to do. So to get started, you are going to cast on multiples of 4. So for this video, you're going to need to know how to cast on, knit, and purl. You can check down in my description for how to do all of these steps. So to get started, row 1, we are just going to knit all the way to the end of the row. Now, one thing you want to make sure that is a recurring theme for this project is you want to make sure that you don't have your tension too tight, or else when you end up having to purl 3 together later on in the next row, it's going to be ridiculously difficult. And again, it is a recurring theme in a lot of my knitting tutorials that I actually have my tension way too tight, and I'm working on it. It's just sometimes it's hard to break that habit of always having tight tension from crocheting. So take your time, and once you get the hang of this, it just flows and it is really fun to do. So here we are coming up at the end of knitting all of the stitches. And if you are curious, this is actually my fast knitting speed. I'm not a fast knitter, but it's not about speed, it's about having fun, at least in my opinion. All right, so we got an easy row done. So let's start on to the meat and potatoes of this pattern. So for row 2, you are going to start off by knitting. Next, we are going to purl 3 together. So we're going to pull our yarn forward and we're going to put 3 of those loops in the purl position onto our knitting needle. See, and here my tension's too tight, so I'm going to have to adjust just a little bit to get all 3 loops. There we go. So you're going to purl 3 together. You are going to leave those 3 there for the time being. So kind of use your finger to hold them in place. Then you are going to yarn over. So it's counterclockwise, so around like that. So again, we are going to yarn over. And then we are going to insert our blue knitting needle again into the 3 that has already been purled, and we are going to purl them again. So you got your 3, you purl again, push through, whoops, I missed a loop. So you're going to purl, and then this time we are going to drop those 3 stitches off. Like so. Bloop. So you purled 3 together, but you actually created 3 stitches, so you actually haven't lost any stitches. Magic! So then the next step is we are going to knit 1. So the repeat for row 2 is going to be purling 3 together followed by a knit. And you'll do that until you get to your last 3 stitches. So we're going to do knit, easy peasy. Now we're going to purl 3 together again. So let's get all 3 loops on there. We are going to purl, but leave those 3 stitches on that other hook. We are going to yarn over. And then we are going to insert our hook again into those 3, or needle, and we are going to purl it again and drop those 3. Then we will knit 1 stitch. So here we're at it again. We are going to purl 3 together. Maybe. Leave it on, those 3 stitches on, yarn over, insert our needle again into that purl 3 and purl it again, and then drop off those 3. So here we are at our last stitches, and what you'll end up doing is you will purl. Oh, sorry, we have to do our knit. I missed a step. So you're going to purl and then knit the last 2 stitches. So the repeat for this pattern is you'll always start off by knitting 1, and then you'll start the repeat of purling 3 together, yarn over, purl 3 together, that same 3 together again, and then followed by a knit. So for this row, row 3, we're just knitting each row. Not too hard, not too bad. But you want to make sure for this project that you're trying to keep your string somewhat loose and not too tight, or else it will be extremely frustrating to try to purl 3 together. But that's okay. Learning how to do all these fun knitting videos is exciting for me because I'm so rusty at knitting. So here we are finishing row 3. So we are going to turn our work and we are going to start on row 4, which is the last row for the repeat for this pattern. Again, it's row 1 through 4 for the repeat. So just like before, we are going to start off this row with a knit. Then we are going to purl 1. We're just setting up the foundation for the repeat. So now we're going to start the repeat for this whole entire row, which will be a knit 1. Then we are going to purl 3 together. See, I got it a little bit better this time around. So we're going to purl 3 together, leave those 3 on the hook, on the needle. We're going to yarn over, and then we are going to purl those same 3 stitches. All right, so let's see, and then we'll pull our needle and drop those 3 stitches that we just purled. So let's go ahead and start that repeat again. It's a knit 1, purl 3 together, maybe, there we go, purl 3 together, followed by doing a yarn over. Now you want to make sure that you're doing it over like so, because if you try to do it the other way, you will not have a stitch there and you'll end up dropping a stitch. So counterclockwise around the needle. Then we will purl into that same 3 together and then drop those 3 stitches off. So let's see that one more time. Our repeat is a knit 1, then we will purl 3 together, leaving those 3 on the needle. Then we will yarn over, and then we will purl those 3 together again, and then drop the stitches. Once we get to the end, you are just going to knit the last 2 stitches. And that's it. That's how you do the star knitting stitch pattern. Once you get the hang of it, it actually flows really easy and it is super fun. I love doing videos like this, and I really hope that everybody else is enjoying these videos. If you found it helpful, please do give this video a like, and I hope that you have a happy knitting day.